All right, this is like take number 20 or something. I've been trying to do a little video to share some inspiration with you today, and nothing's coming through. And I'm realizing just in this moment that it's because I am doing what I was trying to tell you not to do, and which is to use, gosh, all right, let it come through. Well, basically, life, there's something such that is much bigger than who we are as individuals. You know, call it life, call it God, call it the cosmos or the quantum field. But there's some expanding force that has been trying to create, that has been creating, not trying to create, that has been creating the oceans, the rocks, the plants, the animals, and eventually, I mean, just very, very recently, human beings. And there's this expansion that is happening, and what's going on, what is really happening right now is that we're like the first creature or the first thing that can really create great suffering for itself. And the reason why is, well, I'm going to simplify it, but it's because we have this new capacity called the intellect to rationalize things, and it's a gift, but it's also a curse, and that's actually been mostly separating ourselves from the natural flow of life, where life is just wants to keep expanding through us, but we block it because we have such things as desires, attachments, and what we want, you know, that ego in us that is based on lack or you know, what have you, all forms of attachments and desires that are not rooted in that alignment with life and what we originally chose as beings to experience in this lifetime. So we separate ourselves and we try to figure out our lives. And what I was trying to do is to explain you all of this in the previous little taste of videos that I took. But I was just trying to mindalize it. Mindalize. No, that's not a word that exists. I mean, mindalize. Who cares actually if it doesn't exist? I just made it up. Life made it up through me. A synonym of this might be, call it intellectualize. So, and I realized I was just not flowing and letting life flow through me, and now it is happening. I feel more of a flow or lightness, and it's more fun to communicate with you that way. So we're not our bodies, we are more of that presence, that extension of life. And that's actually, when I look at it intuitively and feel into it and look at people, I can see this as a field of energy, as a presence. And there are either good vibes or, you know, vibes that are supportive or vibes that are contracted. We can pick up on vibes of people. And so it's really, those vibes are not anodin, we say in French. They're not meaningless. They really have meaning, and those vibes are the way that we actually create in life. And if you want to have success in your life, whether it's in health and relationships, financial success, or actually right away in this moment, success in experiencing joy, freedom, and peace, it will be by actually creating what you can create in this moment, which is your experience. And so you can go to some YouTube videos that I've made before. One of them is called Leadership Skills #1, I believe, which is about grounding, helping you simply be present and experience yourself being present. Your brain waves will change. They will start shifting from a stress state of like the beta waves to a more relaxed state that are alpha waves. And those are not the alpha waves that are come from watching TV, that are different kind of alpha waves, that are actually stress waves. I think they're called, you'll go into a more of a meditative or more present state that creates more ease, more peace. So that will be your first success. You know, as you start grounding, doing this grounding exercise, you can also go to Leadership Skill 2 and then start changing how it feels in your spirit bubble, you know, your home that you have with you all the time. And you must understand that when you start shifting your perspective from being, you know, a body and trying to figure out, analyze, you know, how you can make yourself finally happy or successful, and actually manipulate life, and to shift it to more of your beingness right now in this present moment, that is when you start putting yourself back in the flow of life, aligning with the flow of life, and life starts creating through you. You get the inspiration, you get the you know what your next steps are. There's a flow that starts happening, and that flow itself creates so much joy in itself, and it creates more and more and more. So imagine if you were a weed, that weed, you know how it just takes over the garden. Well, you wouldn't be a weed like mint, for example. You know, you can make some great tea out of mint, but it's truly a weed. It just grows and grows and expands. You can start actually expanding too without forcing anything. It is your nature to expand, and if you let life work through you, it will not be an expansion that harms life, that is egoic. It's an expansion that happens and that benefits the whole. So there are tools that you can learn that you probably didn't learn at school to help you start shifting from who you are as a body and as an intellect to who you are as a being, and that being has access to so much more, so many tools and capacities to actually start aligning, work with intention, and create so much goodness in your life. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at Francois@loveyourlifeandbusiness.com. And I look forward to hearing from you, and I'd be very happy to answer any questions you may have. Wishing you all the best. Have a wonderful day, and I hope that these thoughts help you somehow, somewhere. Bye-bye.